statistics that he got from Samson Lade and Yedeni.
Enjoy news.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
And then, just in a space of 17 months, 16, all of them are arrests. But he says one arrest is better than the other. I mean, literally, that's what he's saying. But generally, what's your own observation?
I mean, clearly, Zato was lying through the math, hiding behind.
He's speaking a source from
what
Joy.
source is that? If
Joy News.
If something really said that, then something has done a great deal of the service to his station as Joy News.
Why?
Because on the 22nd or 23rd of September 2023, if you like, go and read Al Jazeera. This is Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera.
International network. What happened during the Jolobi protest? More than 49 people were arrested in a day. 49. Unprecedented. And it's everywhere. And I was thinking that Voma and Co. I was thinking that with Zato being a researcher, he would do a quick search to check the veracity. It's a trust, but verify. That is a common rule. You have to trust. Maybe you trust something and then the Joy News. But to further satisfy yourself, what you have to do is what? Verify. And if you had verified, I'm not too sure you'll be so confident enough relying on a source that cannot be relied on. On a single day, 49. I'm not even going to talk about the likes of Bobi Ansa, the likes of, what's the name? Captain Smart, the lives of Salamatu Muhammad, the lives of Caleb, and so on and so on. I'm not going to go there, but just on a single day, 49. So what makes your point? You must be the last people. I keep saying that the NPP have not learned anything. I mean, what built the party? They have no clue about it, and so they think it's business as usual. You know, we started our fourth Republican dispensation using, you know, Kobe and Kako to do campaign. You remember? They moved from Kobe and Kako to kerosene. And we started doing the petrochemical politics in this country.
Petrochemical?
Yes, that was where President Akufo would just go and show a gallon that can you buy? Later he realized that he goofed. And it was part of the nation building. It was part of building our democracy. And so when we have faced all these issues out, you have to do something new. So that's why somebody sang a song, something new in our lives. Oh Lord, do something new, bring something new just to engender confidence in the Ghanaian.
Something new in my life.
In my life. These people are doing the old things. How are you going
to... mean the politicking it's
the
they are raising a key issue, sir.
What
you didn't listen to Salah Mustafa. He says that...
He's a joke. Don't let us dignify these jokes. And it saddens me that President Akufo Addo will sit down in his retirement and looking at his works. These are his works. These are the products that President Akufo Addo handed over to this country. The lives of Salah Mustafa, the lives of Abronya, the lives of Wuntomi, they are the works of President Akufo Addo.
I'm surprised you're not
You understand? And so, but a very important question. You know, that I was sitting here quietly listening to
something.
He says, history will be consequential.
So please, can you allow him to make his argument?
History will be consequential to Afenyo Martins. History will be so fair to Afenyo Martins. History will be so kind to that honorable Afenyo Martins.
Yes.
That Afenyo Martins really deserves that accolade, that title. Does he deserves it?
Why not?
And who is an honorable person? An honorable person is a person who is principled, who says something yesterday and repeats same today, no matter the conditions. Now I've sent your station and you yourself a video, and before I proceed, I want you to play that video, else we can't do the show. So that we tell.
You have the editorial to all of us.
You came here to make your point. Did you have anything to say
to all of us?
But I insist.
I have.
I insist. I want to test.
What's the video about?
The video is about whether or not Afenyo Martins is an honorable person based on his position
whether
today.
He's consistent.
Very well. And to be an honorable person.
Which era was the video?
This was in 2024. In Parliament.
What's the point? You want us to play so you compare or what?
Compare and then use it to, as it were, checkmate the very argument that you made.
What we just
exactly. And it's very important. Please do for your viewers and your listeners to see so that it's not me saying it and that we will hear from the horse's own mouth Afenyo, his position.
What he said then.
Yeah, what he said then and what his position is today and whether or not we can call him as an honorable person. It's as simple as that. You know, we are debasing our politics. The very position that Afriyie holds has been held by J.H. Mensah, has been held by Papa Owusu, has been held by Abraham Edu, has been held by Felix Owusu, and has been held by J.H. Mensah. If this was how they were behaving, I'm not sure NPP would have crossed the 18th mark.
Oh, you can't say.
You
He's
must,
a long-standing member of parliament and
long what?
A legal practitioner.
And by the way, the people of the Futu must take you from this. You know, being a member of parliament goes from doling out handouts. You understand? I just gave you the jolobi. If you are not going to play jolobi, you say it well. You even know it. I just gave you the instance of the jolobi. Now let's even go beyond this whole.
You're insisting we should play.
You have to play that video. It's very important. So that we are all clear in our minds, so that your viewers, you are educating your viewers. No, this is a public document. This is a public video. No, this is a public document that you can play. Why are you not comfortable with the video? Have you seen the video? But have you seen the video? Have you seen the video? Why are you checking?
The last time I video,
you never gave anybody a video. You only give.
You give.
So why are you stampeding the video?
No.
Why are you stampeding the video? No, but you have to play.
So editorial decision. The video.
It will not be played.
Yes.
All right, no problem. But afterwards, come to my wall. I'll play it for you free of charge. What I'm saying is that let's even take out this issue of police people or
so you can play from
police officers.
Well, he can play from his phone.
No, you know what? Let's take out the issue of the police. And even look at the political party called the NPP and their behavior, whether or not it's a party whose existence actually promotes free speech. Let's just go there. And I'm very surprised. It is the reason why they continue on the very tangent that they continue. The lives of media general, you are pampering them.
Oh, what do you mean?
You have been pampering the new patriotic party. After all the things that they did to you, two people. You see, having boycotted your station, now two people are sitting here. So why wouldn't they feel emboldened?
You also two people.
Why wouldn't they feel emboldened when you yourself, journalists here in this station, your lives were in harm's way? You were threatened severally. Your microphones were thrown by that's the executive of the new patriotic party. What were they preventing? Was it not gagging free speech? They warned Buga and his people, and that day he was there. They warned that should any media general journalist find himself in an NPP program, he or she will be manhandled. We saw all this. They boycotted this station. They wanted this station to collapse. But because of your xenophobic nature, because how robust this station is, they couldn't collapse the station. Now they realized that they couldn't do away with this station. They came back and you have given them 2 seats. One united party, what prevents you from giving us 2 seats on this table? But they have it, and it is not here alone. You go to all the other stations, they are fielding 2 NPP panelists because they know one is not enough. They are not enough. They don't have what it takes to debate. So they must go with 2 reps, which is mind-boggling. Now, beyond multimedia, they are even the reason why.
Before you go, so I find this as an insult.
What is the answer?
If you tell me that I cannot
you will find everything.
Well, everything is insult about you. I'm here to listen to your insult. But you can debate. If you will debate, why are you bringing 2?
We don't bring 2 people.
You will bring one.
It's a CS.
Yes, you will wait up the CS.
It's a CS.
Is this CS or you call number 0? Don't wait a year. Now, as a result of how the way and manner they behave, hitherto I was coming to TV3 here. You didn't have that maximum security like that. You didn't have it here. Because of the threats. The threats now, when you are coming to TV3, as though you are going to White House. Series of searches and checks because of their behavior. What about they have been able to radicalize the party to the extent that not only the men, the women, you know for Hajia Fatih. Hajia Fatih sat at the party's headquarters and slapped the journalist. Chechiwa of multimedia. She slapped a woman. I told women were that they were ladies in nature. She slapped there, and we are talking about people gagging free speech. Look, that spoke, that went down. This country, you see, our politics, sometimes you want to just give it up and then go and sit your somewhere because a lot of unseriousness is happening. Nanabi, he is talking. He went to the diplomatic corps. What is the document? Why have you stolen it? I showed it to you right now and you have taken it out. But I'll still find it. Show it to your camera. What is here? What is here? Read it to your camera. Who is speaking there?
Arrest Mensah Thompson for fake news publication and Abi urges police. So January 2022. What's with this?
So Nana B, that is saying that NPP members have been arrested. He himself called in January 2022 that Mensa Thompson be arrested. Why was he calling for his arrest? He said Mensa Thompson had written on his Facebook wall that President Akufo Addo Daughters, together with Monty, had flown the private jet, the state jet, to London to go and do shopping. And for which reason?
Was he also advocating for the same sections of the?
Yes, the same sections. The same sections.
Of 29 to be involved.
Absolutely. And in fact, the reason why I said that Alfenyo never qualifies to be an honorable person in under any stretch of any imagination is that on what basis did he say he was never going to respect the judge? Was it not based on the ruling? Those people that were sitting at the press conference itself, that's lying to, did they have the time to even have a careful look at the ruling and what the court said? For them to have believed the lies that he was telling them, I don't blame them, because now it's just like people go to church without Bibles. They go there, whatever quotation the pastor gives, they will not even see the need to go over and see whether it's the right quotation that has been given. They just go with it.
According to the news publication,
yes.
They said it was a post on his Facebook wall.
Yes.
And he quoted section 76 of the Electronic Communications
Absolutely.
Act, which stipulates that the person who, by means of electronic communication
yes.
service,
yes.
knowingly sends a communication which is false
yes.
or misleading,
yes.
and likely to prejudice the efficiency of life-saving service or to endanger the safety of any person, commits an offense.
Yes.
And continues that it's liable on summary conviction to a fine of not more than 36,000 Ghana cedis,
yes.
or to a term of imprisonment of not more than 5 years.
Absolutely.
So you are saying we should follow the same trail?
No, but that's Nana B urging us. Nana B is advising in 2022. So what has changed? That's why I said they are double face. They are not people that must be taken serious. If these people are the ones campaigning to you that they will come and change your lives, how would you trust them? Because they say something today and they change it tomorrow. What about the 8 girls in the China Paga Secondary School? The China Secondary School. Remember that incident? Those 8 girls that described the head size of Nana Akufo Addo, remember? That they said President Akufo Addo said was that big. For saying President Akufo Addo said was that big, the girls were dismissed.
But I think ultimately the president intervened.
That even made it worse. He never intervened. Listen to what the president said. Listen to what the Minister of Education said. Listen. That he was very much aware of what happened.
Well, you have a rebuttal.
Oh, no. I mean, this is the press release from the Ministry of Education. And then here it is. Press release. President intervenes in disciplinary action taken against 8 students of Ghana Senior High School. I'll read the last paragraph for you to know the intent that they were. I should read everything. All right, okay.
No, we don't have
okay, the president of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Daughters, has intervened in the above subject after his attention was drawn to it. After his attention, so it means the president didn't know anything about it. Now, guess what? The second paragraph. Consequently, the Minister for Education, Dr. Aremeyaw Anas, has directed the Ghana Education Service to consider, Roland, listen here, consider an alternative disciplinary action instead of dismissal. Not that they were not going to
they should still be punished.
Punished, but not dismissed. For describing the head size of President Akufo Addo, someone had to be punished. We have lived in through this.
This is also an affront to free speech.
Absolutely. Oh. What about the judge? Their own tax, Delta Force. Remember Delta Force in Kumasi? When they bumped into a court, that judge, I understand, Kumasi, Mary Century, a pregnant judge.
She was pregnant
at the time? Absolutely. These people wanted to attack the woman. The woman had to be whisked away. What about how they handled Opariado, the national security coordinator in Kumasi? We lived through all this, and the judge. What about the pastor? The pastor that was preaching, who was boggled. Kwabena Agyarko, remember that pastor? Kwabena Agyarko, criticizing the president. He was arrested. We have lived through all this journey. We have lived through all these encounters. We know that your records are that not good. And so you must be the last political party to be discussed. Look, a political party like the New Patriotic Party. A+ was sitting in the studio, UTV studios. You remember that incident? They say A+ must not be expressing his own opinion, personal opinion. A+. The youth wing mobilized, just like we are doing here, and enter the live show, on the live show, to go and attack A+. We observe these things here, and we have these people sitting here and now preaching it to us as though they are so sanctimonious. That's what UTV. They want, and that's why I wanted you to play Afenyo's voice, and for the benefit of the viewers.
You have it in your phone.
Yeah. I mean, it's here. I can play it here.
July 4th, July.
You have it. Let me just quickly.
Please allow him to make it sound.
You understand?
Please, you have to wrap up for me. Why is this video significant?
It's significant because you see, if you don't show the character of Afenyo, people will take him serious when they are not supposed to take him serious. People will see him as an honorable person when he's so dishonorable. People will see him as a trustworthy person. Kindly play it for me. When he's so he's so trustworthy.
You have your speaking
let me. So in wrapping up, Afenyo Marcus in July 2020 told the entire country that under no circumstance can any executive influence the decisions of the court. And this was Afenyo Marcus. Now, when he said that, and give me just a second, let me play it so that your viewers will understand what we are dealing with. When he said that,
because I'm trying to understand why the video is significant.
Very significant. This is it. How would your listeners? Can you hear me?
Can they hear you? Can they hear you?
Can you hear the voice?
Can we end it so that I can go on with my submission?
Okay, I've gotten it.
You have gotten it.
Please go
So Afenyo Marcus in 2024 was telling the entire world that under no circumstance can the judiciary be controlled by the executive, and that all of us must respect the decisions of the court, and that this business, they as lawyers are trained to respect the decisions of the court, and that if you disagree with the decision of the court, there are other appellate bodies that you can rely on to do your business. You remember recently, for the first time in the history of our political dispensation, it took the NPP political party to actually thank this current Chief Justice when it came to matters to do with the Pandai rerun. Remember, they openly, they thanked the judiciary.
Yeah. Well, what's your point?
The point is that they themselves in the past have agreed that the judiciary is doing very well. And in conclusion, this was what the judge said when he was granting the bail. These were the arguments that ensued.
They are Bronya one.
That Afenyo is saying that the judge has, as it were, remanded Abronya till the case ends. The judge said, by court, the accused is hereby remanded to BNI custody to reappear before the court at the next adjourned date. The prosecution is also ordered to conclude their work and file disclosures within 14 days to ensure speedy trial of this matter. The case is adjourned to 27th of May 2026. So where in this ruling did the court say that Abronya will be kept in remand till the case is determined? And you look straight into the faces of adults and lie to them, and they were clapping for him. And when we come and sit here, you have the lies of Zato and Thompson creating the impression that Afenyo is an honorable person, and you must call him an honorable, such a dishonorable person. When in fact the judge relied on, the police relied on section 96. 5C that says that when you have the prejudice, or when you see that the accused is likely to commit the same offense, you are entitled to die in bail. What did Abronya do? Abronya was not granted bail in the first instance.
I think it was April.
What about the way Abronya is?
What's that got to do with this one?
So the judge realized that when he was granted bail in the first instance, he went back and insulted everybody. Committed the same crime.
It's not the same crime.
You understand? So you mean that? But your own party, yeah. That's why I'm very surprised.
Yeah, your time is up.
The only person.
Okay, so
no, the documents are many, but
everything.
No, wait. Let's go.
I'll come back. You don't have anything to say. Just get up and let's do the program.
Thank you very much. You see,
3 minutes. Sorry, we have to wrap up.
3 minutes. Okay, no problem. When you have paid assassins by this government, you come and talk.
And who are the paid assassins?
Can I continue?
No, but you have to. Who is the paid assassin?
When you were talking, they didn't want to tell you to declare things. Please, don't go there. When you have paid assassins by this government.
Who are the paid assassins?
I'm coming, I'll get to that. And they come and sit on air and just talk because they want to paint this government as if it's the bluest of all governments. It's the best of all governments. Meanwhile, your own candidate knows what he's gone through over the last how many years before he became a sole candidate now.
Who's candidate?
When you were talking, I was quiet. Please, even in air condition, you were sweating. So please, please.
That's why you are right, I'm sweating.
So, you know what? When people were calling Justice Tokono, National Women's Organizer of NPP, were they logged? Of NPP?
Okay.
Yes. When she was the Chief Justice, when they called the National women's organizer of NPP, was she locked? Were those people locked? When people were, this judgment he's talking about, you don't prejudice a judgment ahead of time. What the judge has done by sending this guy to be remanded is telling us that the guy is guilty before proven guilty.
Remand.
Oh, yes. That's what you are doing.
How is that possible?
That's what you are doing. Because now you've locked someone for an offense that has not been, a decision has not been taken on. And this is not this thing. This is not going to maybe, let's say that, cause there's not a person who is going to cause a coup or anything that is going to bring the country into disarray. It's not going to bring this country into disarray. He hasn't called for a revote.
This is not a ruling.
He hasn't
so
called
once
for,
the cycle of the trial has not ended.
He hasn't called for a revote. Where has he done wrong? That he has criticized the judge. So now when you criticize anyone, you become the enemy of the judiciary. Then like President Mahama should have been locked long time. Like everybody should have been locked. Like even Elikem. Those times when he was criticizing, those times when he was criticizing judges and criticizing the judiciary, he should have been locked.
I criticized.
Wasn't it the order of the day, please?
Don't be speaking so loose.
Wasn't it the order of the day?
And assume that, no, I never said anything.
The motion of NDC as a whole. All of you and say
no, gentlemen, please, people are watching us. So let's make cogent arguments.
You don't do. We've cited some
but that is not fair.
No,
You cited documents.
That is not fair.
You think I'm cheap like you to go and...
No, it's okay. So, gentlemen, it's okay. Please take their mics off. Take their mics off.
Oh, they pay you to do this.
Take their mics off. Take their mics off. Gentlemen. Okay.
No.
You see, Mr. Thompson, it's not the first. No, Mr. Thompson. It's not the first consistently when you attack your co-panelists, particularly Solo.
And when he was attacking me, did I?
No, you said paid assassin. That's why I asked you who was the paid assassin on the table. Assassin. Now you said it's him. Please withdraw it. I
say he has evidence. So if I push you to provide evidence,
don't you think you are impugning his reputation?
Look at that.
I haven't.
You haven't impugned.
I don't have a problem. Let's go. It's good.
Okay. When he was impugning Afenyo's reputation and calling him names, he didn't want to say anything. He didn't want to talk on this table. You see, what is good for the goose is also good for the gander.
Tit for tat.
You might dislike Afenyo, but he has a style of doing things. You can insult him the way you like he did earlier on. It doesn't matter. It will not stop us from speaking the truth. That diversionary tactics, that you cannot give the youth jobs, that you are creating a system where everyone should shut up because you are in power. It will end. Everything has a beginning and an end. And that is what they are forgetting. They can insult and say so many things about him. You are calling people stupid. You are calling their statements stupid. When you tell someone that what he's saying is stupid, you are implyingly telling the person that he's stupid. That's why he's giving stupid statements. Okay. And you sit here and say that, oh, I've insulted this person. I'm talking about what he said.
Please, let me ask you a question.
Ask you a question.
Do you think that the insults and the vituperations and the way people's reputations are maligned by Abronye, if you were supposed to be in the shoes of those individuals,
when he was mentioning Abronye chairman, wound to me.
For example, Archbishop Duncan Williams, he says,
I was expecting him to mention Kevin Taylor.
Okay.
And that they've reprimanded him because Kevin Taylor has opened his mouth
and said
that he's opened his mouth and said that Kevin Taylor brought the NDC to power. He said this several times, that he, based on what he did, has brought NDC to power. So if he's brought you to power and he keeps on insulting, he insulted Otunfo, he insulted almost all the judges, everybody is insulted in this country who doesn't align with the NDC. He insulted me on this studio one time when I came to sit with you, if you remember very well. And when we came the following time, we wanted to go, I said, I don't give such people prominence because he's nothing before my eyes. I don't give him prominence. He can go on and insult me, insult my mother and my father and everybody. I don't care.
So you allow Abronye to do this because of Kevin Taylor?
What? I'm not saying that. I said what you have to say, we will say it without insults. Without insults. Everybody in the style. I will not come and say that this person is stupid or the president is stupid or the president's head is big and justify
so you're
it
saying
by
that you will not say it, but Bronya should say it.
Because the president has withdrawn it. It shows that the president is more or less in line with all that is going on. You know what? Let's not be hypocrites in our own systems. We have a moral standard that we keep.
Oh, really?
And especially when you go to the northern region, even when a woman is greeting you or even a young person is greeting you, they bow to greet you. It shows respect. And for you to insult the president, and the headmaster sacks you, and the president intervenes, he said he hasn't done anything because he didn't even know what to do. You think the president sits on social media every day, like what goes on? No, he doesn't. He has his focus. He has a country to deliver, and that is the work he's doing. But let me tell you, you can divert attention 100 times. You can insult everyone 100 times. You can do everything 100 times. When you don't deliver on your 133, which is a failure, when you don't deliver on your 24-hour economy, which is a failure, when you don't deliver on your pledges of 600 chips compound in 2025 alone, which is a failure, when you couldn't deliver on your big push in 2025, which was a failure, and you come and sit on air and insult Afenyo because he's speaking the truth, it's up to you and your God. Ghanaians are there to judge. The Ghanaian who needs the job is asking for the job and not your insults. You can insult your party people. Your chairman will go out and tell the party people that he begs them. They should take things easy. They know they haven't delivered on their promises, but they are calling everyone to come back. You can do everything you like, but we will continue to speak and uphold the truth. And that is the rules and the rule of the opposition. We will uphold the truth and we will come out with every truth. You can insult us 100 times, it will not gag us. You can lock us 100 times, it will not gag us. You can even do whatever you want to do. It will not gag us. We will speak the truth and we'll make sure that we speak the truth into power.
I like him 3 minutes.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.